Hello everyone and welcome to the HCBS Community of Practice. Thank you again for logging on today. For this video we will be going over HCBS requirement number 1. This will be a little different. This is more of an informational video. There will not be an activity, but there will be a one-page description on the HCBS requirement that you would find if you attended one of the community of practices in person. Before we begin, I would encourage you, there is a video called the HCBS Final Rule. That video does go into detail about what is the final rule, what are the requirements, and what does this actually mean or look like in practice. So if you or your team has not watched that video yet, I encourage you to do so. This video will go directly into HCBS requirement number 1. So if you'd like, go ahead and pause this video and watch the final rule video. Requirement number 1 really does speak to access to community. And it really tries to stress the importance of people accessing communities in the way that you or I or a person with disabilities would do on a daily basis. The rule emphasizes that people with disabilities have the same opportunities to be an active and included member, and I want to emphasize active and included member of their neighborhood and community, just as a person without disabilities. And within HCBS requirement number 1, it also speaks to the ability for the person to find competitive employment, working alongside people without disabilities. This means figuring out or discovering what the person is passionate about. What are their gifts, their strengths? What is it that they want to pursue in life? And finding places within their neighborhood or community where they can get competitive employment. It is not based off of disability. The requirement also speaks to that the person should be able to participate in all local activities. This means finding out what is available within your community, what is available within your neighborhood. Maybe it's the local market, maybe it's a theater. Depending on what it is, does the person have an opportunity to participate fully in those activities? And then having the services provided in the community, just like people without disabilities. So we really want to look at where are opportunities for the person to connect authentically, to engage with people, to engage with their community, and truly live a life of belonging. In the attachment provided below, you do have a one-page description of HCBS requirement number 1. There are also certain questions that you can ask yourself as a provider to just really see how you are doing. I like to take a few moments in this video going over those questions and maybe engaging in some deeper thought around those. So the first question really looks at, does the provider support the person to spend time in places where other people living in your community go? This is really important because it's not about where do people with disabilities go? Where do everyone from this regional center participate or go to? It's about people, all people. What is available within your neighborhood that any person can access at any time. Then we want to look at, does the provider support the person to do what they want in their community? Again, is this the local gym? Is it the library? Is this taking classes at the rec center? I was talking to providers the other day and they were sharing resources on a local rec center that offers a lot of different classes, whether it's cooking, whether it's karate, and they also have events like bingo. They also have a kite day, all through the local rec center. And again, the rec center is not something that is created just for people with disabilities. A rec center is a place that wants all people within their community to participate. And then we ask, does the individual, so does the person, receive services in the same places as people without disabilities? Really looking at, as a provider, where are you offering those services? Is it just within a day program setting? Or is your day program actually going out into the community and partnering with local organizations or companies? What are you doing that is active outside of just your organization? And does the person support the person to do as much as they want in their community? And this really does look at, what does the person want to do? What are their interests? And do they have a say in when they are able to participate in those activities? Do they have a voice in creating their own schedule and really identifying what's important to them? So these are a few questions as providers you can look at and really ask yourself or ask your team to assess, how are you doing within HCBS requirement number 1? Thank you so much for logging in. We do have 2 videos that we recommend that are in this library that will help you meet requirement number 1. The first is community mapping, and then the second is presence to contribution. Community mapping will support you in identifying what's available within your neighborhood and within your community. Presence to contribution will really support you and the person to become that active and included member that the requirement is speaking to. So it's one thing to first identify the places, but then we need to look at, what does the person want or need to do in order to become that active and included member within their community. Please continue to log back in to our HCBS Community of Practice homepage. We'll continue to update these videos and update this library with more videos on different requirements and tools that you can use to support those requirements. Thank you so much.